Live, WinDailySports.com, the NBA playoff DFS preview show, and we're previewing one game. So this is going to be short and probably discuss last night's games as well. My name is Jon Jansen. Follow me at JJansen34, joined by my guy Ghost at DFS_Ghost. I guess first we'll start off with the games yesterday. Which result surprised you? What was more concerning? Like what from yesterday is still in your mind and you're still kind of trying to figure out or still thinking of from last
Ty Lue's actually coaching.
Hey, Ty Lue!
Like wow, making mid-series adjustments and game-to-game adjustments. Good for him. Actually pulling out some victories for his team. But jokes aside, two really good games yesterday. Again, nailed the Trae Young call. Unfortunately for the Sixers, that resulted in a loss. But nailed the Trae Young call, so that went out really well. Donovan Mitchell did his thing, and it's another crazy performance. This guy's just one of the best early career playoff performances I've ever seen. Just the run that he's on, dating to last year's absolutely absurd. So really looking forward to a best of three now between Utah and LA. It's going to be a good one. Curious to see if Mike Conley comes back for game 5.
Utah still comes away with it, right? Like I still think they're a better team, right?
They got to use Rudy Gobert better. That's one thing that I did notice. I forgot to mention it. They got to be able to. They got to get him some looks on offense. I get it. Donovan Mitchell can go out there and drop 40. That on any point, Donovan Mitchell can go out and drop 40. But they got to get Rudy Gobert. Yeah, shout out Big T.
Big T.
They got to get Rudy Gobert going. He had like 3 field goal attempts. It was just, I don't know. That's the one thing that makes me nervous. Like Gobert's going up one-on-one on Nick Batum. You got to take advantage of that. You got to be able to have that confidence to take the ball out of Donovan Mitchell's hands, give it to Rudy down low. Because the moment they do that, Kawhi's going to pull back towards the paint because he can't leave Nick Batum one-on-one on Rudy Gobert. He's just going to back him up right under the basket. So you get Kawhi closer to the rim, it opens up threes, and you have shooters all around Rudy Gobert. Donovan Mitchell obviously banging home 5 threes in a million games straight, just tied the record with Steph and Clay. So, he could shoot the ball. Jordan Clarkson can shoot the ball. Joe Ingles got some clutch threes yesterday. Bojan can shoot the ball. Like, it's just all these guys can shoot the ball. Even Royce O'Neal can hit a 3. Like, it's just
that's what I like.
They got to get Kawhi to collapse to the paint. And
like Utah is still a deep, great team, right? Like, I just think that to automatically assume like, oh, Clippers figured them out. This is over. Like, Utah's still. That's a number 1 seed for a reason.
Jordan Clarkson needs to relax. Jordan Clarkson needs to chill a bit.
And what do you mean by that?
The guy's been throwing up bricks. The guy's been throwing up bricks. Like he's got to chill a bit. If your shot's not dropping, give up the rock. Like it's not dropping. It's not dropping. Give it up. Like you got to find a way to get to the basket, get some easy layups. You got to be able to. We talk about in-game coaching adjustments all the time. Like a player like that, you can't go 1 for 8 from deep in game 4 in LA. You can't do that. I'm sorry, you cannot do that. It's inexcusable. You're coming off the bench. You're a pure scorer. Your shot's got to be dropping. And if it's not because it's an off day, that's fine. That's what sports are. That's what being an athlete is. You have off days, but you got to be able to contribute in other ways. You got to be able to dish the rock. You get like when they were down by 20 something. That's where Joe Ingles came in for Jordan Clarkson. Joe Ingles had only played 16 minutes. And then they got it back down to 10. Like it's when Clarkson came off that. Oh, okay, here we go with the KD slander already. Oh my god. Anyways, like that's where
completely took you for a loop. That's funny.
I don't even know what I was. Yeah, Jordan Clarkson. This man.
Yeah.
This man, like, bro, you got to be able to contribute in other ways of the game. If you're not scoring, well, first of all, you should be. You're a pure scorer coming off the bench. Just won 6th man of the year because of that. If you're not scoring via the 3, you got to be able to get to the rim. You got to be able to do things. Bro, they have Nick Batum on the inside. Why are they not going to the rim? They're playing on the outside way too much for my liking. So I don't know if it's going to change in game 5. I believe in Snyder. He's a good coach. He's going to be able to make some adjustments. But if they're planning on outscoring Kawhi and PG just by having Donovan Mitchell rain threes and dropping 50 a game, You can't do that. You have a deep roster. You got to be able to utilize that.
Isn't it odd for you to? I know Mitchell's great, but it's odd for them to be doing such a simple game plan for a team that is deep, has a lot of players, and you could throw out. You can do a ton of things against that. I know Clippers defense is good, but you can throw at them a ton of different things on offense. And you're right. It seems like they're just oversimplifying it to a fault almost.
Well, that's exactly it. It's like you take a look at teams like Atlanta. You know Trae Young is the entire team. You know that Ben Simmons has to be able to put the clamps on Trae, and then you have a good chance to beat Atlanta. You know, like when when Kyrie went down in Game 4, you triple team KD. You're forcing guys like Joe Harris to try and take shots. Blake Griffin's trying to take shots. Jeff Green, like that's how you beat a team when they have one star. But Utah is so deep where you got to be able to put faith in these guys to be able to hit some shots. Like Bojan has been non-existent this whole series. Why? You got to be able to kick it out to the guy and hope that he hits some shots. Like you have to be able to put the ball in someone else's hands other than Donovan Mitchell. And as crazy as that sounds, it's nothing against Donovan Mitchell. The guy's been lights out. I say that every single day. But with the scheme that the Clippers are playing, you have to be able to, number one, get the ball in the post to get Kawhi to go closer to the rim. Kawhi's floating around the perimeter right now, getting into passing lanes. Guys' hands have their own zip codes. Like, bro, you have to be able to get him close to the rim. You can't be allowing Kawhi to guard you on the perimeter. He's going to win that matchup 10 times out of 10. It's not even close. He would win that matchup against KD. He would win that matchup against Giannis. He would win that matchup against anybody. So you can't be allowing Kawhi to play defense on the perimeter. You got to get Rudy Gobert, back up Batum under the basket. Kawhi's the only one that's going to come down. Paul George ain't coming down. I can tell you that much. And then all the other guys are like 3'6". They're not coming down to the rim. It's going to be Kawhi. So it's going to open things up. Joe Ingles has to hit shots. Bojan has to hit shots. That's how I really think that they're going to be able to win Game 5. But I'm curious to see if Mike Conley comes back. I didn't think I'd be saying this in 2021, but if Mike Conley comes back, that's a big X factor because it allows Joe Ingles to go back to the role that he's designated to be.
Your voice.
Yeah, it pains me to say that, right? Because I think of Mike Conley, I think of the grit and grind Grizzlies, like they're winning games 84-80. Like it's just, but like he played amazing in the first round. So like, I don't know. They need Mike Conley back. They need Joe Ingles back in that role. That way, if Clarkson is throwing up bricks again, well, Joe Ingles, they run a 3-man guard rotation between Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and Joe Ingles. You got to get Bojan going. You got to be able to allow Royce O'Neal to at least, like, you can't expect the guy to hit shots when he's taking 2 field goals a game. At that point, just tell him you're not shooting the ball.
Yeah.
Just like you have to scheme your offense where you either commit to something or not. You can't be, you're down 110-99. You're kicking it out to Royce O'Neal. The guy hasn't shot the ball in 2.5 hours. Do you think he's going to hit a corner 3 like that with somebody in his grill? That's not happening. So am I saying to get all these guys involved? No, you want Donovan Mitchell taking 25 shots a game. That's how they're going to win. But at the same time, you got to get Rudy going on offense. You have to be able to back up Batum under the basket, get Kawhi to come down, and then you have sharpshooters surrounding Rudy Gobert. He's got to be able to make those kick-out passes, and they got to be able to hit some shots. I think they take Game 5, but again, I need to see Mike Conley back in this lineup.
Yeah,
it is worrisome right now.
Yeah. So that was the Jazz Clippers game, and over to the Sixers. And I guess the big question I have is Joel Embiid over-exaggerating when he said his partial meniscus tear was affecting him?
No, that is no, it's
okay. I just want to make sure because Philly media told me different. So I don't know.
Bro, first of all, I guarantee you that like none of these people have ever played sports past when they were like 7 years old playing local community soccer or something where you're there for the freezies more so than the actual game. But
bro, I was
come on. You're telling with the popsicles with like the little candies inside there. But
screwballs? Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Those are the best. But bro, seeing people tell me that Joel Embiid is either faking an injury or not as hurt as he is, or
over-exaggerating
along the same train. Yeah. Like I can't even put into words what a knee injury does to you, let alone a torn meniscus. Like, okay, granted, my experience was playing hockey. Okay, so like hockey is different. It's a much more physical sport. It's it's different than basketball. No comparison. But what I'm telling you is that just playing at a high level with a knee injury in any sport, it deteriorates your whole body. You can't how is the man supposed to run up and down the court if that doesn't require knee strength? I don't know what does.
Right.
Then he's going up and he's got to jump up for rebounds. He's jumping up and down. There's so much pressure being put onto his knees. Like people telling me that it's a soft injury. It's this, is that. I was shocked that he wasn't ruled out for the playoffs. A torn meniscus can end a career.
I was shocked.
So many professional careers being ended by a torn meniscus. And now
let's be honest.
He's this, he's that. No, he's going out there because they want to win a championship. That's why he's going out there.
And this is what should have been expected. Like the knee injury should affect him, and it should give him games like this. It's more remarkable to me that he was able to put up 39, 40 points on it. Like that to me is more of the outside of the norm, like ridiculous. How is he doing this thing? And this is what should be expected. Like he's going to have the thing that the Sixers need to worry about is this isn't an isolated incident. This is going to affect him throughout the playoffs. How do they handle it whenever he does have a game like this and the knee is bothering him more than others?
And that's exactly it, right? Like I think it was more so he didn't do himself justice, and obviously it's not his fault.
Right.
I'm saying that just like as a phrase, but like he didn't do himself justice by dropping 40 and 15, whatever he did. Because then that makes people think, well, he just had a bad game. Joel Embiid played bad. He shot 4 for 20 from the field. Okay, I'm not taking away from that. I'm not saying the fact that was he as aggressive as he needed to be. He probably could have gotten closer to the rim. He was floating around the 3-point line way too much in that second half when he shot. Like I think he shot 0 for 12. No, he didn't hit a shot in the second half. I believe, but it was just 0 for 12 in the second half. Like that's where he was floating around the perimeter way too much, and you could tell it was bothering him, and he was not okay. But at the same time, they got to be able to figure out ways to win. Like and people calling for Ben Simmons to shoot the ball. Stop it. These are the same people that are telling me Joel Embiid's knee injury is not real. Stop it.
It actually is.
Like you can't be telling me that the solution to the Philly offense is for Ben Simmons to shoot the ball.
It's not. That's
Bro, what?
Thank you.
Say that out loud and hear what you're saying, and tell me that the solution to a Philadelphia offense is Ben Simmons shooting the ball. You want Ben Simmons pulling up in the mid range? What?
That's from
this is the same guy. This is the same guy that 3 to 5 business days ago he was on the front page of a Philly newspaper somewhere because he couldn't hit a free throw, and now the solution to that offense is him playing in the mid range.
Right.
But what? Like no. Stop with that. They got to be able to get the ball in Ben's hands. He's got to be able to push the pace. Okay, as crazy as it sounds, because Joel's not going to be able to keep up, and you saw that in last game.
Yeah.
When it's bothering him, he can't keep up, and that's okay. That's fine. You have to play a half court offense. You have to be able to push the pace, get Tobias going in the mid range, kick it out to Seth Curry. You got to be able to get these guys going, right? So I like Cork in the starting lineup over anybody else. I was happy they didn't put Thibault out there because they needed that offensive weapon, and he did play well.
Yeah.
He did play well, and they needed somebody that could space the floor, and that's exactly what he brings to the table. So seeing that, I just want to see Ben. We don't know how Joel Embiid's going to feel in Game 5. We don't know. For all we know, he could wake up and feel great, and he could drop 40 and 10, and all of a sudden he's the MVP again. But if he's having another one of those rough days where his knee is hurting, Ben's got to push the pace. They got to go 4-on-5. They got to go 4-on-4. Leave Clint Capella behind. Leave Joel Embiid behind. It's fine. Go 4-on-4. Push the pace. Push Trae Young to the basket. Trae Young backing up on Ben Simmons. He doesn't want that smoke. He's not going to stand in front of Ben. It's not happening. He will run you over, and he knows it. So it's going to lead to quick fouls. You're getting team fouls. You're getting to the free throw line. You're getting guys in foul trouble. Like things like that, they got to be able to push the pace, and something has to come from it. Whether it's an easy 2, whether it's a foul, whether it's a team foul, whether it's something, they have to get something out of every possession. And yesterday, I didn't see that because when Ben had the ball in his hands, it was almost like he was waiting for Embiid to catch up. You can't do that. Yeah. He thrives in transition. You got to be able to keep up with him. And if people can't do that, put people on the court that can. As crazy as it sounds, if that leads to more minutes for a guy like Shake Milton, so be it. You lose because Shake Milton shot 2 for 10. I rather live with that than live with my point guard who's able to push the pace, waste 6 seconds out of 20 in a shot clock because we're waiting for Joel Embiid to get up to the half court line. Like you're wasting a fourth of your shot clock every single possession because you're waiting for a guy with a torn meniscus to lightly jog on one leg up to the half court line. Like at that point, it's I'm not saying take out Embiid for Shake Milton. Like I don't want people drawing that parallel, but what I'm saying is you got to be able to get guys out there that can keep up with Ben and that are able to knock down some shots. If they don't knock down, they don't knock down. So be it. But this whole offense where they're playing really slowly, that it does not work, especially against Atlanta. It won't work.
WinDailySports.com. You're tuning in to the NBA playoff DFS preview show. And, well, DFS, really not going to talk too much about it because it's as you can see, just a showdown. So when I click all games, it's the same as when I click a single game. See? Crazy. So just real quick, don't need to go too far, and we'll break down this lineup here from Jimmy Wagner. So, Jimmy, we will get to your lineup. But just how are you attacking this showdown slate for today?
You got to get 2 out of the 3 in the big 3. KD, Giannis, Harden back tonight. That's as simple as it gets. I don't know. I can't really elaborate more than that. You got to be able to get 2 out of 3 in your lineup, at least 2 out of 3. If you're not getting all 3 of them, one of them has to be your captain.
Is it Nick Claxton kind of night?
Those are the kind of rules. Like, honestly, he's the only value play that I really trust. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
As crazy as it sounds, like, it's just
2,400 better than everybody else around here.
That's as good as it gets, right? So, that's a guy where is Clax going to go out there and play 30 minutes? No. Is he going to drop more than 15 DraftKings points? I'd be shocked. But this is what it takes to get Kevin Durant, Giannis, and Harden, all of whom can drop 70 in the captain spot. So be it. And if you're not putting one of those 3 in the captain spot, you better have all 3 of them in your lineup.
Would it most likely have to be Durant, knowing that he's the one probably going to be over 40 minutes on the floor? And Harden, we just don't know. Like, I guess Harden, you could put in some of them just because I don't know how many people would be taking the risk of it. But I have a feeling that it reminds me of, honestly, Anthony Davis trying to play with that groin injury and went out there for 5-10 minutes and couldn't. Not saying Harden will only be out there for 5 to 10 minutes, but I don't expect 40 minutes from him. I expect 40 minutes from Kevin Durant easily.
That's exactly why I'm playing James Harden. So for me, it's just showdowns. You got to be able to take risks. Showdowns are not plus EV. We know that. We're here to make some money. You got to be able to find a way to be different than everybody else.
Yeah, and that's a way to
be
different.
If everyone's locking in KD and Giannis,
yep.
I have no problem in banking on James Harden coming out there and dropping a triple-double tonight. It doesn't scare me at all. If it was Anthony Davis, different story. But with James Harden, guys build different. Guys build different, man. I don't know. I don't think they'd be pushing him. If he was close to returning and not good enough, they would have waited till Game 6 because they know they could take one in Milwaukee and then win Game 7 at home if they were to lose this game tonight. But if he's not 100% right now, or at least as close to it, they wouldn't be risking him, because then now you know for a fact Kyrie's not playing the rest of the series. Where do you go right now? Knock on wood, if James Harden gets injured because you pushed him one game too early and now he's not available Game 6 and Game 7. Where do you go from there? If he was in that like 60 to 80 range, you're kind of saying, okay, well, do we chance it? Do we just wait till Game 6? Harden and Durant, they win Game 6 in Milwaukee. They win Game 7 in Brooklyn. No problem. But because he's playing tonight, he's good. It's all systems go for me on James Harden tonight. I do like that lineup, Jimmy, by the way. It looks familiar.
Yeah, I was about to say. Looks familiar? Why does that look familiar?
Yeah, it looks familiar. So,
yeah,
that's the way to do it. I'm really, really small player pool for me tonight. I'm going pure single entry tonight. I know showdowns, it is a point in time where we recommend playing multiple lineups, right? So that's where you got to be able to play multiple lineups, because if you are making a lot of money tonight, it's like you got to be able to play multiple lineups. But tonight I'm going pure single entry.
Right.
I'm going one single
the
bullet.
Player pool, you're right, is so shrunk because the majority of the usage and production is going to come from just a handful of players here.
That's exactly it, right? We're not talking about a showdown in the month of February where Brooklyn's on a back-to-back and this guy's resting and this guy's right. So we're talking about a Game 5 where the winner likely wins the series in this game. You're going to see KD, you're going to see Harden, you're going to see Giannis, you're going to see Noodleton. That's like, and yes, Noodleton. I think he throws up bricks tonight. I'm not playing Chris Noodleton. That's just like those are the four.
What are you calling
Chris
him?
Noodleton. I call him Chris Noodleton.
Okay.
Yeah, a guy throws up bricks. I'm not a Chris Noodleton guy, but you know that. You know that. Of course,
I like
you know
noodles.
That. I like noodles. I don't like
noodles.
Chris Noodleton.
I'm trying to be healthy, so I got wheat noodles now.
Chris Middleton's going to go out there, and if the Bucks win this game, it's because him and Giannis are combining for 70 plus again.
Right.
That's just the nature of their team right now, right? So those are the four guys. I'm personally not playing Middleton. I'm going with the big three because people that are playing Middleton, it's because they're scared of Harden. And if Harden goes out and drops 70, good luck. Fading Harden for Chris Middleton is the safer of the two options. It's something that to secure your floor, absolutely. But it's first or last for me tonight. And James Harden has to be in my lineup.
So last lineup, and yeah, not much showdown.
So like that's as bold as it gets. Going Harden in the captain spot, I love that, and that's exactly what I wrote up today. That's as bold as it gets. No, people are not even thinking about playing James Harden, let alone putting him in the captain spot.
Love it.
So putting him in that captain spot, if he goes out there and he's as healthy as he says he is, or that he's good to go, and he drops a 30-point triple-double, he's outscoring Kevin Durant. The assist upside is there. The rebounding upside is there. It's huge. It really could be a game changer on this slate. So as we shift from showdown to betting here in the NBA playoff defense preview show, WinDailySports.com. Check it all out. Ghost Gyms out there. And for the baseball slate, have a bunch of things out there as well to help you with that starting rotation, picks and pivots, aces and bases for your FanDuel lineups, all of that you can find. And initial picks for the U.S. Open. Live stream tonight, actually, at about an hour and a half, 8 o'clock. See Najad, Joel, and Nick will all be there for the NBA or for the PGA live stream for the U.S. Open. So another major event for the PGA. But last thing, just bets. Anything. Look, I've been picking a lot of sides in the NBA. I can't pick tonight. I just don't want to. There's too many variables and too many things now that it's a coin flip to me. I can't do it. So where are you going though? Are there any player props, total, side? Where are you going here? I took Bucks money line when I woke up. Way before the James Harden news. Nets money line, excuse me. I got it at, I think it was at plus 170. It was really high. So I took the Nets money line this morning. The value was there. And we have our little tool that said that James Harden was playing, and then James Harden was playing. So that was something that I used. Playing. That was something that I used to confirm it because I have access to that. So and so do all you if you know how to use it. Yeah, I saw James Harden was in our tool to play, and I did take the Nets on the money line at plus 170. I still think there's good value now. The line hasn't flipped too much, but over 80% of the money on the Nets tonight. You got to decide if you're fading the public. You got to decide if you're fading the public or.
I'm leaning Milwaukee, but my confidence in that is very low.
So this is what I was thinking, right? If Harden goes out there and he's not 100%,
I'm afraid of that. I'm truly terrified of that.
But see, I'm not, and the reason why is because what do you do at that point? Picture yourself as the Bucks. What do you do on defense? James Harden is not 100%. What do you do?
I mean, obviously, your focus is all on KD, right?
So you're going to leave James Harden one-on-one? He's going to hit a step back right in your grill.
Yeah, and then he's going to be in the locker room after.
Yeah, but see, that's what you're hoping for. It's like right, you got to hope that, like, see, like it's the scariest possibility. You end up saying, like, you're like, man, James Harden is not 100%. We're going to key in on KD. Okay, you're going to leave James Harden one-on-one? James Harden, the most prolific offensive player of this generation. You're going to leave him one-on-one on the outside. And they refuse to put Drew Holiday on him for some reason. Drew Holiday's out there guarding Joe Harris on the island in the corner. He's way out in the island.
Why does that seem like a bad idea? Why is that a bad? That seems like a really bad idea. Why?
That's a terrible idea. But
that's a horrible idea.
Bud is Bud. It is what it is.
Okay.
His coaching is Bud's coaching has been
terrible, bad, horrible.
Some questionable decisions. Same thing I've said about Ben Simmons. I said about Kawhi. He has the best on-ball defender, first NBA all-defense on his roster. Puts him on Joe Harris. Okay. You lose this game? Okay. That sounds like a you problem.
And just, again, the simple, put your best defender on their best
You have one guard that is all NBA defense, and you're not putting him on either all NBA guard. You're putting him on Joe Harris.
So why waste his defensive talent on guarding Joe Harris? Like why he's obviously that's the reason why he's on your team. And then you're going to waste it on him guarding Joe Harris.
I had an answer. I wish I had an answer why it took 5.5 games for Ty Lue to put Kawhi Leonard on Luka Doncic.
Unbelievable.
I wish I had an answer why Danny Green lined up on Trae Young in the first half of that game.
Like why have Ben Simmons if you're not going to have him on Trae Young? Like I don't get it.
Imagine like now, okay, it's a best of 3 in that. You got 2 out of 3 in Philly. I'm not worried one bit for Philly.
No, they're going to know.
But God forbid something happens. Would that first game have happened if Ben Simmons was on Trae Young from the get-go? Would Trae Young have lit them up for 25 and 10 in the first half?
Yeah.
Like you're out there and you lost game one because Danny Green was on Trae Young for 24 minutes. And if something happens now in this series where Philly, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to jinx it. Or if something happens where Philly just whatever.
It's not going to happen. It's not.
Think about game one when you go out there and you go and you pack up your stuff and you're saying, man, I'm the guy that put Danny Green on Trae Young for 24 minutes and we got cooked. I don't get why coaches don't use their best defensive players the way that they're supposed to be used. I don't get it. They have such good talent. I don't know why Jrue Holiday is not D'ing up Kyrie or James Harden, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. And this was a 25-minute stream, which I did not expect because there's only one game. And look, we made it a show for you. Content.
And we got round 2 tonight.
Yeah. Wait, we did?
Yeah, we got round 2.
Yeah, 8:20.
On your
right.
Show.
Fox Sports The Gambler. 8-11, the line changed. Tonight, 8:20, the man, the myth, the legend, the greatest NBA DFS player of all time, the best NBA analyst, breakdowner, person of all time. It's Ghost at DFS_Ghost. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
we're
not
just
true,
going to
but
talk.
Thank you.
But we're going to talk about Sixers the entire time, just so you know.
If I see that game, like because the game starts as I'm coming on, if I see that game and I don't see Jrue Holiday on James Harden,
that's the first thing we talk about.
We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a serious problem.
But for right now, Ghost, great job, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock sharp, same time, same place, WinDailySports.com, YouTube channel. Search up Win Daily Sports, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and set the reminder for tonight. If you actually go to our YouTube channel, you can see streams that are about to broadcast. You can go to the PGA live stream, hit set reminder, so you don't forget about it at 8 o'clock. I highly recommend doing that now. Subscribe, set a reminder, all of that, and then follow us at Win Daily Sports. That's it for us. We'll be back tomorrow, WinDailySports.com.